Good morning, everybody. I hope this morning finds you so well. Even though it's cold outside, I'm going to stay in today. And y'all, I told you the other day, I about had all the casseroles that I could eat. Now, I have. I just had them all I can eat. So today, I've just got to have some of these. These are rutabaggars. They taste nothing like a turnip root. Somebody asked me that the last time I cooked them, and they don't taste anything like that. But they are a root crop. This is under the ground, and green comes out like turnip greens. I mean, there's green coming out of the ground, but this is about halfway under, like that, under the ground, and you only see about that much of it at the top. They put a waxy stuff on it to try to keep from drying out. I have heard that the green part of the rutabaga is delicious. I've never had any of the greens because every time I go to the grocery store, they've cut the greens off. And so I don't know what they taste like, but they say they're really super good. Now, they are hard to peel. They're hard to cut into because they are a really hard, I don't even think I can do it on that. I'm going to have to do it on this hard thing right here. Let me get over here so y'all can kind of see. The first whack that you bake, half of it may fly over to the other side of the room. If it does, just go over there and pick it up and rinse it off. But I have my meat cleaver that I used. I have lots of these, and this is the one I'm using today. It's old. I don't know who put this tape around it because when I got it, it was like that. It's almost like it's melted into there. There's no markings on it that I can see. Oh, yeah, there is too. F. Dick. It's made in Germany. F. Dick, made in Germany, and it's got an arrow, like an Indian arrow, with some little things on it. And it's got a G on it, and some numbers out here to the side, but I can't really make it out. It might be 100. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's what it says on there. Doesn't say anything on this side. So, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to try to aim as good as I can and just cut it in half. Okay, this is what it looks like in the inside. It's kind of a light orange or yellowish color, okay? There's a glare. I think it's coming in from the sun. Let me turn you that way, see if that helps any. I believe it does. Anyway, so it's like that. So after you get it like this, then you can lay it flat and like that, and on this flat side, and chop again. This is going to make peeling a lot easier. All right, let's chop again. Okay, let's do this one. I don't know if y'all know what the word pithy means, but it means that the root crop, it can happen in carrots, in turnip roots, it can happen in a lot of things. Gets kind of like, I guess you'd say, stringy inside. All right, then and I'm going to do this one, but I'll do it off camera. All right, so let me get a knife. And what you do then is you've got little pieces. And so it's easy to handle. So you can just take your knife then and gently peel them. See, and it's not as hard to do. And then we want to cut it up in squares. Now, what I do is I just lay it down on the counter like that. And I just cut it in squares. They don't have to be anything alike. It could be totally different. About like this. I've got me some water in here. Now, and I'm going to put them in it. The broth of a rutabaga is delicious, y'all, with cornbread crumbled in it. So I've got probably in this pan about 1.5 inches of water in there that I'm going to boil these in. And I'm going to put in 2 strips of bacon in it for just extra flavor. And as they cook, I'll taste the broth and see if it's salty enough. And if it's not, from the bacon, I'm going to add a little salt. But that's all you add. And so I have just got to have these today. I'm absolutely craving them. I can't eat another casserole anytime soon. I'll eat them at Christmas, but I don't think I'm going to be cooking any casseroles. I may wind up doing it for y'all, so you'll have some things to cook for Christmas, but I'm just cutting it in cubes and putting it right over there. And I'm going to let it cook all morning. And then I'm going to make us a big pan of cornbread to go with it, and we'll eat together. How about that? So I'm going to turn you off for now, but as soon as those get tender, we're going to make some cornbread. I'm going to show you how to do that, and we're just going to have a good morning together. Okay? I'll be back in a little bit. Hey, y'all. Listen, our rutabagas are nice and tender and juicy. Look. See how they look? Aren't they beautiful? Now, look how much juice I've got in them. And I wanted this much juice because I like to drink mine and put cornbread in it. Here's our bacon. It's all cooked up in there. So anyway, they are ready. And how I know that is because I took one out and I tasted it. And it was good and tender. And it was really sweet this time. It has a real sweet taste to it. I didn't put any sugar or anything in it. I did taste for salt content, and I really could have eaten them without the salt, but I put in like maybe 1/4 of a teaspoon. I didn't put in much at all. It didn't need it with that bacon in it. So according to what you're cooking yours with, you can determine whether it needs salt or not. If you put a ham hock in there or a turkey neck or whatever you put in yours, then you'll have to judge that for yourself. All right, now we're fixing to make us some cornbread, and I'm going to make what Miss Gantt called a Hoecake. I'm sure she didn't use olive oil. She probably used bacon grease or something like that, and I like it too, but I don't have enough of it. I just had a little bit left from this morning. That's all I had. So I'm going to put this on my eye over here. And I am going to mix up my cornmeal to make my Hoecake. And here's the kind I'm using. I'm using the White Lily cornmeal mix because it's got all the stuff in it. You know, the salt, the everything else. This is what I'm using. And I'm only going to make a Hoecake just for me. Nobody else is around. And so I'm going to, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll try to measure it for you. Let me get at me something. I doubt if I'll need a whole cup, but this is a cup measurer. So I keep my cornmeal over here in that thing right here. This is my cornmeal. My sugar's gone. Look at that. I don't even have any sugar. All right, I'm going to do a scant cup. That's all I'm going to do is just a scant cup in there. And I'm going to put that in my bowl right here. All right. Now, I'm going to mix this up with whole buttermilk, and I'm not going to put an egg or anything in it, just buttermilk. And I want it kind of thick, so let me get that going here. Let me turn my eye on. According to what kind of grease that you put in your eye, that's going to give it a flavor. So bacon grease would be good if you've got it. I don't have it this morning. Remember now, nothing goes in here but just your White Lily cornmeal mix and some buttermilk, and you want it thick. So I'm going to put just a little bit more, not much. I'm going to stir that around. This is going to be so good. I'm so excited to have rutabagas today. I don't know what to say. George called them rutabagas. That's what he called them. He really didn't like them when we first married. But I'm telling you now, when he had lived with me a few years, he decided he loved those things. So here's what you do. You get your grease kind of sort of hot. not too terribly hot. And you're going to pour this right in the center of it. I had on the wrong eye. Glow repeat. All right. Let me get it hot just a minute. Wait just a minute, y'all. Okay, I think it's hot enough. So just take it and put it right in the center of that pan. You need to go ahead and turn it down some. Put it all in the center, because I'm going to show you what to do. And once you get it all out of there and put it in the center of the pan, take the back of your spoon and push it a little bit to the edge. Turn it down to 4 or something like that. All right, there you go. We're going to let that cook in there on that side, and I'm going to get this spatula and flip it over to the other side after a while. But right now, I'm just letting it do. And yes, that cornbread's going to soak up all the grease that you put in it. So remember that when you're adding grease. I wanted this much olive oil in mine, okay? I did. And here is that good Rutabeggar Potlicker. Whoop. Have you Northerners, do y'all like Potlicker? Potlicker is the juice from your vegetables. Ooh, that's hot. If you're sick, then you'll be well by the time you eat this. I am telling you, rutabagas, they are a delicious vegetable. I mean, that juice is so good I could drink it in a coffee cup. But I'm not going to. I'm going to do some other stuff with it. All right, I'm going to turn you off because I want this to cook kind of slow in here. It's bubbling around in there, and all right, just leave it like that and let it cook on that side, then we'll flip it over, okay? Okay, y'all, it's been a minute or two. Now, I'm going to keep my olive oil out handy, and the reason being, when I turn this over, I may need a little oil on the bottom of that pan, okay? So you go under it, kind of do like this to make sure it isn't sticking. I'm going to have this ready. I might put me a little bit out there for the other side. I like that crunchy around there. Woo, there you go. All right, let it cook on that side real slow. We're not in any hurry. Our rutabagas and Hoecakes are finally made. So I'm getting me a bowl out. I've had it sitting on the stove beside the other stuff, so it'll be warm. I've got a ladle right here to get my rutabagas out, and I want to make sure that when I do, that I'm getting plenty of juice, because that's what I love too. I'm also going to eat this bacon that's in here. Fat and all. Get a little more juice. There are our rutabagas. Don't they look good? All right, here's our cornbread, and I'm going to put it on a plate, I guess. Our little Hoecake. Now, I did add a little extra grease to it because it absorbed it all. And here it is. Listen. Let me break it in two, and I'll show you the inside. Ooh, it's hot. Wait a minute. Let me cut it in two. George's family always broke their bread. Granny would put that out on the table, and they'd pass it around, and everybody there, that is hot, hot, hot tamale. Let me get me something to pick it up with so I can show y'all. Here it is. And what they would do is everybody would go around and break off some of it, and the inside of it would be what Granny got, because they got all the crunchy all over the outside of it. I like to eat my rutabagas with a spoon. Because I like a little juice with mine every time. And you can crumble your cornbread in your juice also, which I'm going to do that tonight for supper. I'm having this meal twice today. I'm eating one rutabaga for lunch and one rutabaga for supper. They're real tender, though. Don't rush it. Cook it slow for a long time. It's probably cooked, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half or something. I don't know. Tender, tender. I love it. Y'all take care. Cook your casserole if you want to, but as far as Brenda Gantt's concerned, cooking with Brenda Gantt wanted some real food today. Love y'all. Bye-bye. Merry Christmas.